The Western Conference Finals is here, baby. Let's go. Hey.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got the Mavs versus the Timberwolves kicking off tonight. This is your Dallas Mavericks update on the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. Let's make our predictions. Yep. Welcome back to another Dallas Mavericks update video here on the Dope Sports Podcast, brought to you by dopecontent.com.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the new subscribers on YouTube, all the followers on Twitch. If you follow me on Facebook, my personal page, shout out to y'all. Go follow the Dope Content page as well. The new people that's following me on Twitter, shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all as well.
Yeah.
Dopecontent.com. Keep up with everything Dope Content. We got stuff going on with the UFL, which I haven't done a video about them because there's some BS going on with that. But we still cover the UFL, the Renegades. WNBA, we about to start really pushing out content for that. Because I have 2 more days. 2 more days of work, and then I'm free, baby.
Yeah.
I'm free. Finally free to come here, push out this content, get it going, right? But let's make the long. Let's cut all that. Let's cut all that out. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet, as always. I'm in between work shifts. I've been up since 5 a.m. I'm tired, right? So let's get this out the way as quick as possible, man. Dallas Mavericks are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves starting tonight in the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota does have the home court. Every game is at 8:30. Tonight's game, I should say, is at 8:30 Eastern Time on TNT. 7:30 Central Time for my Dallas folks, my Texas folks, right? And I've been struggling since Saturday to figure out who's going to win this series. The last 2 series, I got on video, I got on Facebook, and I said Mavs in 6, easy, like no hesitation. Mavs in 6 against the Clippers, Mavs in 6 against the who we just beat, OKC, Mavs in 6. This series this is me. This series, I have no idea. Right? Timberwolves fans, if you see this video by any chance, I don't think I have a lot of Timberwolves fans in my community. If you see this video by any chance, please comment below your thoughts, because I'm going to give my thoughts on the T-Wolves from what I see, from my point of view, because that's the only thing I could talk about is my point of view. You guys as fans of the Wolves would know way more than me about the T-Wolves. So if I say anything that's not correct about your team, feel free to comment and let me know. Please do. I don't mind it. I don't mind all that. Just keep it respectful, right? You can tell me, you way off, all that. You can tell me all that. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Just keep it respectful. Don't you start name calling, I'm gonna get you on up out of here.
Bruh.
Right? But I'm gonna give my thoughts on the what I see from the T-Wolves. I've only watched them play maybe like 28 to 30 games this year. Then of course I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what I've seen from my Mavericks all season and including the playoffs. And long story short, this series is gonna come down to the role players. The stars are gonna do their thing, right? The stars are gonna do their thing. The Batman and Robin here in Dallas with Kyrie and Luka are gonna do their thing. The Batman and Robin in Minnesota, Ant and Karl Anthony Towns, they're gonna do their thing, right? It's the role players in this series. Last series, I said the Mavs were gonna be OKC because of experience. This series, I can't say that with them, right? Because Minnesota got some young stars. Anthony Edwards is a young star. Cat has been in the league 9 years, but he really hasn't had that much playoff, he hasn't had that many playoff reps, right? They did the play-in. They want to play in. I think they lost in 5. I can't remember what they lost, but he hasn't played that many playoff games, right? But you have guys on that team like Rudy Gobert, who's been consistently in the playoffs since 2016. Hasn't missed a year of the playoffs since 2016. You have Mike Conley, who's been consistently in the playoffs since 2007, right? And the only years he's missed between 2007 and now was 2017 and 2018.
Bruh.
So I can't use the experience factor when it comes to this series, right? Because they have two guys that when things get hectic, they can say, hey, relax, calm down. This is how we get out of this situation. Just like how Kyrie is doing with the Mavericks and Morris on the bench is doing with the Mavericks, calming everybody down when things get hectic. Morris doesn't play, but he does a lot for that team, for the Mavs. And he doesn't get credit for it because people don't know, right? Unless you're at the arenas or you're in the media, which I've been blessed to, be around the media people and be in the games. So people don't understand the effect that Morris is having on the team, right? But they have people that can do that. OKC didn't have that. And it showed, right? It showed, and that's why the Mavs were able to win. Like I said, they was going to win in 6. Just experience. OKC started making mistakes that, experienced people in the playoffs, they just made mistakes that they don't make. So we can't count on that with Minnesota. Can't count on that. When you talk about the star players versus star players, they all kind of average each other out. Luka right now in the playoffs is averaging 27 points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists on 42%. He's shooting 42% from the field. Now, the problem with Luka this year in the playoffs has been he's only shooting 30% from the three-point line. Bruh. And if you know Luka and you know his history in the playoffs, him shooting 30% from the three-point line that's not Luka, right? And yes, he's been dealing with injuries. He's been banged up, hit his face on the court. His right leg has been messed up. It's a lot been going on with Luka. And that's why I said the Mavs needed to finish in 6 and pray that the Minnesota Timberwolves and Denver Nuggets go to Game 7, which happened. So the Mavs ain't played a game since Friday. So they had some time to rest. So that was perfect. That was a perfect situation right there to let your stars rest. Kyrie is older, 32 years old. That was a tough series for them, right? OKC brought the hammer down. It was a tough series for them. So shout out to OKC too, by the way, man. They go be right back next year. I'm not worried about OKC. OKC is they good. They good, right? Kyrie Irving averaging 21 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, shooting 48% from the field, 44% from 3. So shout out to Kyrie Irving on that, right? Yeah. Anthony Edwards, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists on 50% shooting from the field, shooting 40% from the three-point line. Again, they go balance each other out. Karl Anthony Towns, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists a game, shooting 52% and 44% from 3. Bruh. So those 4 players, in my opinion, they're gonna even each other out. They're gonna balance each other out because they're gonna do their thing. And I personally think Luka is gonna have his best series of the playoffs during this series. Like I said, he got a little rest. They got rid of OKC, got rid of the Clippers, got a couple of days off. I think he's gonna have his best series. That's just me. I could be way off. But him shooting 30% from the three-point line, I think he's going to increase that, right? If Kyrie keeps doing what he's doing, we'll be just fine with him. He just needs to be more aggressive earlier in the game. That's the only thing with Kyrie. Be more aggressive earlier in the game. Not at the end, not at Game 6 when you know it's a closeout game, because Kyrie is 14-0 in closeout games, so he turns into a different beast in the closeout games. We need you to be aggressive earlier in this series. You can't wait until you see Luka struggling and then decide, oh, I need to pick it up. Right? Those 4 are going to average each other out. Let's get into the role players. Because this is what's going to win this series. PJ Washington did his thing last series. PJ Washington has been killing it in the playoffs. Derek Lively's doing his thing. We might need a little more just because of Rudy Gobert and Cat, but we'll see, because Rudy Gobert is putting up the same numbers Derek Lively is putting up, right? Daniel Gafford didn't have his best series last series. Clipper series, he was good. He was straight. He started off rough, but he was straight. This last series against OKC, it wasn't his best, right? So we need him to have a better series than what he did against OKC if they want to beat Minnesota. It's a must. He has to step up, right? Derrick Jones stepped up last series, and the Mavericks need more of that. They need more of that. Derrick Jones right now is averaging 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 block in the playoffs. Stepping up, doing what he's supposed to do as a role player. PJ Washington, averaging 14 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.5 assists. Stepping up, right? The problem is nobody else is doing anything. Tim Hardaway not doing anything. Let's get to Tim Hardaway numbers. Tim Hardaway is averaging 5.8 points a game, so 6 points a game, 2 rebounds, and a half of assists. Now he's been injured. He's been injured, right? He's been injured. I give him that. But that's not Tim Hardaway numbers. That's not Tim Hardaway numbers, right? Dante Exum, somebody that was huge for us, during the season. You know what he's doing in the playoffs? 2 points a game, 1 rebound, 1 assist. That's Dante Exum. He got to step up. Josh Green, 5 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. We got to get more than that from the role players outside of PJ Washington. We got to have more. We got to have more than that from those 3, right? And then we got to add Jaden Hardy, which Jason Kidd recently started playing him at the end of the OKC series, and he came in and made a difference. I want to see more Jaden Hardy. I would love to see more Jaden Hardy. Make it happen. That's all I can say on that one. More Jaden Hardy. And if Tim Hardaway is going to keep shooting how he's shooting, I understand he's coming off injury. You gotta sit him down. Let Jaden Hardy play more. Jaden Hardy is a bona fide scorer, right? Let's get to their role players. Rudy Gobert, averaging 12 points a game, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. So, I mean, like I said, the big man in Dallas got to step it up because Rudy is giving you a double-double a game. Jaden McDaniels, 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. That's another role player. You got to step up. Mike Conley, 11 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So the Mavs role players got to step it up. If they want to keep up, let's get to Naz Reid. I almost forgot about him. 6th man of the year, right? 10 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. So the thing is with them, they have more people giving you double digits and scoring than what the Mavs have right now. So if we can't afford for Luka and Kyrie to have a bad game because the role players ain't stepping up outside of PJ and Lively. Yeah, I mean Derrick Jones, he stepped up too, but we need more from the others. Like this is a team effort both ways in this series, right? Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The stars are going to cancel each other out. The role players are going to be what win this series for either team, in my opinion. This is my opinion, right? And before y'all clown me on my opinion, I think my opinion is better than what I've been hearing from Undisputed and First Take. Because, Keyshawn Johnson yesterday was like, well, the Timberwolves beat the Mavs 3 out of 4. And, Kyrie and Luka was on the team. And even Skip Bayless was like, well, yeah, the 3 games that they won, Kyrie wasn't there and he didn't play. He was hurt. And Keyshawn Johnson was like, yeah, but he was still on the team, though. Bruh. What? He didn't play. It don't matter if he's on the team. He didn't play. Keyshawn, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. He didn't play. And the one game he did play, the Mavs won. They beat the T-Wolves. And all these games happened before the trade deadline. So it wasn't no PJ Washington and it wasn't no Daniel Gafford. Bruh. So I don't know what Keyshawn talking about. Let's go back a day before that. A day before yesterday. Shannon Sharp was giving his, takes on this series. And he messed around and said JaVale McGee is still playing for the Mavericks. Bruh. What? JaVale McGee ain't playing for... So I don't want to hear nobody say nothing about my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to clown me too hard because I picked the Mavs in 6. And the reason I picked the Mavs in 6 because I know the Mavs in their head, they should know that they can't go to Game 7. Because if they go to Game 7, Minnesota will win. And that's just me in my opinion. Now let's talk about Minnesota, man. And what I see in Minnesota to be the difference in Minnesota from this year compared to last year and the year before. And T-Wolves fans, once again, if I'm wrong, let me know. Please let me know. I can only talk about what I see, right? I can only talk about what I see. I've only watched them like 30, 31 games this year. What I've noticed from the T-Wolves, and I feel like the difference is they took the ball out of Karl Anthony Towns' hands as the number one option and gave it to Anthony Edwards and made Cat the number two option. I could be wrong, T-Wolves fans. If I'm wrong, you say I got a Dallas jersey on. I ain't got no T-Wolves jersey on. I got a Dallas jersey on, right? So I actually got a T-Wolves jersey on in there. I should have put both on or something like that, right? But the T-Wolves took the keys out of Cat's hands and gave them to Anthony Edwards and said, Anthony Edwards, you're going to be the number one option on offense, and we're going to make Cat number two. And with that, it took some pressure off of Cat, and Cat is able to just be Cat. Like, everybody, as good as Cat is, we know everybody can't handle pressure of being number one, right? I mean, I guess some people want to say Kevin Durant don't handle the pressure of being number one, the number one option, right? And they say that's the reason he only won when he was in Golden State, because he was behind Steph, right? That's what they say. I didn't say that. Don't attack me. You know what I'm saying? Don't attack me. But I'm saying people say that. But in my opinion, I think that's what changed for Minnesota. They took the ball out of Cat's hands and said, you know what? We're going to give it to Ant. We're going to ride this young gun. And Cat, you just free to do what you do. But you ain't got to worry about that pressure of being the number one guy where everything's falling on your shoulders. That's what I'm seeing from Minnesota in the games that I watched. And Cat he looks very free. Like he's on the court just running around. He's smiling. He's standing at the 3-point line. He's running in for rebound and tip dunks and all that. Like it seems like he's having more fun than he's ever had in his career. And that's because he's free to just be him. He don't have to worry about all that pressure of being the number one guy because Ant came in and took those keys away from him. So, Minnesota fans, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If it's something else that changed that I didn't catch, please let me know in the comments. That's all I'm saying. But I'm going to end this video, trying to keep it under 20 minutes. Thank you for joining. I got the Mavs in 6. And I think it's going to play out similar to the Clippers game, the Clippers series, and the OKC series. They're going to split in Minnesota. They're going to split in Dallas. And then Dallas is going to win another one on the road and then turn around and win game 6. Like I said, Dallas know that they can't go to game 7 with the T-Wolves. They know this. They can't go to game 7 with the T-Wolves. Role players, they need to step it up. If they not making shots, you got to sit them down. Both teams are deep. It's about coaching and role players in this series. Like, who's going to put the right people in the right positions and play them at the right time. If Tim Hardaway ain't hitting shots, get Tim Hardaway up out of there and let Jaden Hardy play. Bruh. Which Jason Kidd surprisingly did. That shocked me last series. I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Jaden Hardy play in the last 2 or 3 games, I was like, wait a minute. In big minutes too? That shocked me. So shout out to Jason Kidd for making that adjustment, man. Shout out to the T-Wolves, man. I'm a fan of the T-Wolves. I'm not, they not my team or nothing like that, but I like the swag. I like the attitude. I like what they're doing this year, right? And it's crazy because Anthony Edwards wasn't even an MVP finalist. It's crazy. And they were fighting for the number 1 seed the whole season. And he wasn't even an MVP finalist. And you see what he's doing. Like, it's crazy. And has been balling all season. So, the disrespect was real for Ant this year, man. And speaking of MVP finalists, there's only one left standing. And he right there on the screen, Luka Doncic. Bruh. So, maybe we should change who's allowed to vote for the MVPs. That's all I'm saying. But thank you for joining, man. Much love to y'all. Y'all be safe. If I missed anything, any details, please let me know. Again, I try to rush these. I do these videos in between work shifts, so they're kind of rushed. I try to get everything out and try to do it in 20 minutes or less, which right now, since I'm talking extra, is about to be over 20 minutes. But Thank y'all, man. If I miss anything, let me know in the comment section. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. If you don't watch the video and you watch other videos on the platform, appreciate that too, man. To the one guy that was like, oh man, that was on my last Maverick video. Man, you got 50 views. You can't say nothing about, boy, like I care.
Bruh.
Like I care. That ain't gonna hurt my feelings, brother. That ain't gonna hurt my feelings. How many people watch you do anything in your life? I got videos with 1,000 views, 2,000, 5,000. I got videos with 13.
Bruh.
They don't change nothing I'm doing over here at all. Doesn't change nothing I'm doing over here. I've been on stage in front of 4,800 people, and I've been on stage in front of 5 people.
Bruh.
Again, how many people ever seen you do anything in your life? All right, like I said, bro. Stuff like that, though, you know, people that random folks that come in and try to troll because they don't like what you say on the video. That doesn't affect me. That might affect other streamers or whatnot. That don't affect me. That don't stop me from doing this. It's the content that I'm doing. I don't care. Like, if I do care, but I really don't. Like, if it doesn't pop, it doesn't pop. That doesn't mean that the effort that I'm putting in ain't worth nothing. Nah, it just didn't pop. It is what it is. Some hit, some videos hit, some don't. I don't know why. I don't know how to work the algorithm of YouTube, but it is what it is. So thank y'all for joining, man. Much love to y'all. Y'all be safe. Dopecontent.com. Until next time, I am out.